Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you to do a video showcasing the recently released Friday the 13th Deluxe box set collection from Scream/Shout Factory. This is such a daunting product or release to review, so what I'm going to do is just going to do an overview of the box set, and then I'll do a movie by movie Blu-ray review, and I'll probably only review the first 6 films, or the Blu-rays of the first 6 films, because those are the only ones that are really have any differences, although I mean 7 probably has original stereo or whatever, but I don't think this year I'll go any further than reviewing the first 6, the Blu-rays of the first 6 films. But I thought I'd make a video first just showcasing the collection itself. This is, for me, probably I'd say definitely the release of the year, and possibly even the next 5 years, who the hell knows. As a Friday the 13th fan, a huge Friday the 13th fan, it's my favorite all-time franchise. This was just a huge, this is just, the best thing in the world for a huge Friday the 13th fan, obviously. So this finally arrived. At this point when the video goes up, it's probably about 4 weeks old, but still, we can still talk about it. I haven't talked about it yet, so I thought it's about time to do that. So one thing I will say about the artwork, I didn't really, it's not horrible. I wasn't really a fan of it, but when you look at it in person, like the artwork that they did for the outside of the box and stuff, it actually looks better than it, to me, than it looked just in the pictures of it. My initial thought was it's kind of busy, and it still is, really busy, the artwork and stuff, and they try to cram all the Jasons from all the movies on there and all that and stuff, and I do think it looks better in person. So what I'll do is I'll show you all of the sides and stuff. This side features the beginning, of course. We've got Alice in the canoe there, a good rendition of that, and Jason coming out, and then fading into part 2 with Mom's head on the little table, and part 2 Jason, and then we go around to the front, or maybe some people call it the back, who knows. Well, this side, the front side of the box, we see the Jason, part 3 Jason unmasked up there, and then the part 3 Jason masked there, and then final chapter masked Jason, and then we've got Roy here with his hedge clippers, or whatever the hell you want to call those, and of course we've got kind of a bummer that they only had an unmasked Jason Lives Jason here, but then it's also kind of a bummer that we have only an unmasked part 7 Jason there as well. Then we've got a masked part 8, and it's kind of cool, the lightning bolt going around the pole from the unmasked part 6 Jason, of course, going all the way down to, it looks like the corpse in the grave in the part 6 graveyard here. Having seen this closer, this is, it's busy, but it is kind of cool when you can see it in more detail. And as we turn around to the other side of the box on the front, going over to the side, we have, of course, Jason, which really doesn't interest me, Uber Jason. Oh, I stand corrected. Here's Jason, a really good rendition of Jason masked from part 7 with the crack down the mask, which is kind of cool. That's really cool that they gave us a masked version of part 7 Jason, seeing as how that's just one of the most iconic ones. Then we've got a Jason Goes to Hell Jason on the bottom here, and of course remake/reboot Jason there with an axe, and then Freddy versus Jason with his Freddy claws on the mask there, holding the machete. So I wasn't too thrilled with this artwork when it was revealed, but as I said, seeing it in person, I can kind of get behind it. I can kind of dig it how they, the artwork goes across from the side, starting at the beginning of the franchise, and the front basically being the middle, and then the other side here coming to a close. One thing I do like about this box set is I think this image on top here is just world-class, like painting of the final chapter hockey mask. And before I got this thing in person, I wasn't too thrilled with that little bit of whatever the hell it is, that star light thingy coming out of the eye, but it's almost something that you can almost see them doing with artwork in the 80s, so I kind of have grown to like that little thing, although it's not featured in any of the artwork for the official releases as throughout the series you know, life or whatever. I kind of feel like it's almost something they could have done at some point, and maybe they just didn't. But it doesn't feel out of place the more I see this artwork with the mask, and that, you know, it's just kind of a generic thing that you can see a studio doing. But I mean, the painting of the mask is just like world class on the top here. They just got the colors right and just the shape right of the final chapter, you know, hockey mask here. Maybe the blood's a little gooey there, how it stretches across the axe mark in the hockey mask or whatever, but the painting of the, you know, kind of final chapter hockey mask on top here, in my opinion, is really, really great. And then I'll just briefly show you guys the bottom here with just, you know, all these logos for the different studios and ratings, and, you know, shoutfactory.com website, and all this and that is featured on the bottom, of course. And, you know, probably the way I would, you know, if I put it on a shelf or something like that, probably the way I'd actually display it is with the spines facing out, ironically, not with the artwork facing out, because finally we've actually got, you know, a separate Blu-ray case for each film. And not only that, but, you know, obviously, you know, original poster artwork and stuff like that. I mean, how cool are these spines with the original fonts and all this and that? I currently have it the way I'm going to have it, with the only one I'm going to switch around is the New Beginning one. So the Part 5, you know, the home video artwork mask is on top, and everything else I'm going to just leave as it came, you know, the artworks and stuff. But I definitely prefer, you know, the Blu-ray spines sticking out compared, you know, as opposed to the the artwork sticking out. And the box is actually surprisingly pretty hefty. Like, don't throw it around in your backyard or anything, but it feels, you know, relatively solid and pretty hefty and stuff like that, and made of a decent, you know, kind of grade or thickness cardboard, whatever the hell it's made out of. And of course you've got the 55-page booklet here featuring a darker version of that really cool artwork from the top of the box here. I think it's a really cool painting at the end of the day. That's the cover of the booklet. Back of the booklet with just, you know, whatever, Scream Factory, New Line Cinema, Paramount, Warner Brothers logos on the bottom. And because it's 55 pages long, I'm afraid I'm not going to be showing you every page, or actually, well, I don't think I'm actually going to show you any pages of this, as a matter of fact, just because it doesn't really open very easily to show you without bending it backwards or whatever. So I'm not the biggest reader in the world, so I generally don't read the booklets. Sometimes I flip through and look at pictures and stuff like that, but, you know, whenever they include booklets and stuff like that in releases, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, some people probably really like it, and some people probably really like the information inside and stuff like that, but I'm just like I say, I'm just not the biggest reader in the world. But you know, booklet is cool, or booklet is whatever. So I guess that pretty much does it for my overview of the long-awaited freaking release. I mean, definitely just the best collection of the franchise that's ever been released to date. Coming videos, of course, will be my individual reviews of the Blu-rays, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I don't think I'm going to really bother past that this year anyway. Possibly next year, maybe not. Who the hell knows? Time will tell. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.